there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the media. You know, you grow up and you know these titans of media, these icons. Like we're talking about R. Kelly. You're talking about someone like Kevin Spacey. And
Kaiser sauce.
You know, but
I digress.
But one to just to tie everything together is Diddy. Like I personally love this music. You're talking about a guy that worked with Biggie, Mace, the Bad Boy Records, and
Black Rob,
112,
Shine,
Peaches and Cream,
Little
Peaches and
Kim.
damn Cream. Come on, man.
So you got,
I can never
you got
listen.
Lil Kim, 112.
I can never listen to that song again.
What,
the same way.
hold on. What did you think Peaches and Cream was about?
It deserved.
Clearly not what everybody
No.
thought it was about.
It deserved.
No, are you serious?
I know.
He was 12.
I was learning how to speak English.
He was 12. And
I love peaches. I love peaches. I love cream.
They're talking about eating peaches.
I love me some
They're
peaches.
talking about eating
He was
peaches.
learning how to speak English.
Got your peach in my mouth and I can't get up or whatever they
No,
said.
no.
Yeah.
And this is what the play. So we are
virgin
after
ears.
dark.
I
We
know.
are after dark.
And now I learned that in this lawsuit, that Peaches was the name of the butler.
Oh damn.
Oh my god.
On the serious. This is a very serious matter. This is a very serious matter. Bring it back. Not what my monologue was about. It just went off the rails. Now it sounds like I need a girl. You know, like I know why he need a girl now. I know now why he needed a girl. Like, and you have Diddy doing all this kind of stuff. You always heard the jokes and the rumors, the little hints of what's going on. And this man was being enabled, or he enabled himself to literally run rampant. And everything starts being known because of the Cassie Ventura lawsuit. You have her.
And Cassie I loved her music. Her debut
Amazing.
album was
Her
amazing.
story was just crazy.
He settled so quick, and when he settled so quick, you knew.
Yeah.
You have to be guilty at that point. So let's discuss the situation with Diddy.
I think E is hurt more than most of us, so I don't know if we should
I
start
was going to
with
say,
him.
E, give us a quick brief of what you have learned in this situation.
Well, I don't know how you do it quickly. Like
He's a SME. You're the subject matter
I'm a
expert,
guy.
bro.
Yeah, I'm a guy who grew up in Jersey. So Hot 97 was the premier radio station on the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Hip hop was born in the Bronx, and Hot 97 was the first. Well, actually, it was 98.7 first, and then they split it off, and 98.7 became 97.1 Hot 97.
Hot 97.
Exactly, and that was hip hop, and Puff grew up there. You're talking about when I remember, because we weren't allowed to have cable in the apartment building or whatever, and we really weren't allowed to listen to hip hop until about the 90s, and that was right around where Bobby Brown and then Mary J. Blige hit the scene a few years later. That was Puff's doing. And then you had Bad Boy with Biggie and everybody else, and
Biggie,
that was
Mace,
it went to the
Evans,
West,
112.
and then Bad Boy brought it back. So they ran the city. They were all over the radio station with Big and everybody else. So we grew up idolizing these guys. You know, Bad Boy, and later on, like Jay-Z was my guy, but it was like, yo, Bad Boy brought it back, and Bad Boy made the hits. I grew up to that. So to hear everything that was going on now, and actually you heard of it then, like I was still young. So when Wendy Williams was talking about the gay rappers or whatever, it just sounds so freaking crazy. It sounds too crazy to be true.
It's not as crazy
Too
that,
crazy.
that he's gay. It's the stuff that he did.
It's not crazy
it's
to
not-
me.
yeah.
It's not crazy to me. We talked about that. Like, okay, I think that's what happened. I think that's why you started liking Jay-Z, because I think at some point in time, your internal barometer got
What is JC dressing like? 50 Cent said that JC's dressing.
that. But basically, Diddy, like, I respected what he did for the game. Like I said, it was
Right.
just so cool. I loved Mace. I loved Faith Evans. More than people don't give her,
Yeah, sure enough.
enough credit.
She gets the party started every time.
112 was and then some of her ballads. As soon as I get home,
Yeah.
man, that's a tearjerker. It make,
Every party, every club that you go to, they played dun 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 dun.
Yep.
Dun dun dun. Yep.
Yeah. So her
Backs on-
fast song, she was just, but 112.
Backs on tops on the parking lot. I don't want to take you back. I just can't see this on the same way.
I'll play that on the way going home.
What's that,
Like, how did you not know?
112?
Got your peach on my mind.
Yeah,
and can't-
peaches and cream.
Yes.
See, my jam by 112 was Only You. You know
All
what
of
I'm
that.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
With
inks,
with I think it was Lost Boys were in that one. They're either in that one or the one after. But Cupid was a banger too. That was great because
They had so many.
yeah. And here's the thing though. Here's the thing. All these artists that you talk about, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, nobody has anything
Little
good
C's,
to
yeah.
say about Puff. Nobody has, like, even before I came down here back in 06 and whatnot, it was like everybody was mad at Puff. Everybody was hated Puff for numerous different reasons. And well, actually the same reason. They were getting ripped off by Puff. He never looked out for his people. Nobody ever said anything like that about Jay-Z. It's like, well, he didn't do this for me, but it wasn't like he didn't pay me. Nobody said that about Fat Joe. Well, actually, Big Pun's family said that about him, but he gave them everything that he had on that. So like that's a different story. But it was Puff. It's like, yo, I got ripped off by Puff. Puff did this to me. All this other stuff. There's nobody from Mace. If you look at like everybody looked at Puff, and the way I looked at it was like Puff was like he hung around the gangsters, but he wasn't gangster.
Right.
But this is the same guy that had the gangsters scared. Like Jadakiss when on that interview with him and Fab, they didn't want to say nothing. Puff was like, why don't you come and hang with me? Why don't we go and party? They were like,
He's telling Fabulous. He's telling Fabulous. Why don't we hang out for your birthday? He was like, but we hung out for my birthday. Well, you know, like hung out for my birthday.
Well,
like,
we could do that like another time. They didn't want to do it.
Did you see the interview with 50 where he was talking about, that's funny and on a separate note, where he's talking about he wanted to take him shopping. And Fifty's like, you want to take me shopping?
Exactly.
Like I'm a chick? Like I'm a girl?
And did you see the one with Justin Bieber when they were in the studio? And he's like, hey, Playboy, why don't we hang out no more? And Justin was like, he was scared to death. He was like, huh? Like he turned whiter than white. He was like, huh? Well, my manager, they got to, well, you know, like you got to call and then like.
Because I got a baby
meeting.
Do you want my number? Here's my number. I mean, it's not funny because it's actually abuse to some people.
Yeah.
It's traumatizing because
you traumatized so many people.
Well, dude, he was like that. I mean, to me, okay, so to back it up, you know, I don't care what people's sexual orientation is. Really, this is not about that.
Right.
But you know, and a lot of ladies will definitely jump on the band. Like dudes, if you're gonna be like bi or whatever you are, don't be on the DL. Don't you know? Like let people know where you stand, what you are.
Right.
So to me, he always, and so you were younger when he came out, and you were in a part of. But like for me, I'm gonna tell you straight up, and I said you can ask people that knew me back in the day. I said, dude, just seems like he is low key, always trying to get at some dude, you know, and he always seemed like that to me from the jump. I didn't care because he wasn't hanging out with me, and he was putting out, you know, and I didn't know that he was doing anything abusive or illegal to anyone like that, you know. So I was enjoying the artist that he was putting out because he, you know, Mary J's remix album, what's the 411? That's one of the baddest albums ever.
Yeah.
You know, Mary J in general, you know, like I said, Mary J, 112, Faith Evans, Foxy Brown, Mace, just so many people that
Shine.
Yeah.
Black Rob.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, you know, but he just always kind of seemed like maybe he had the potential to be like that to me, you know, all the time. And that kind of was a little bit off-putting. And then you talk about the gangster thing. I remember when he like beat up Nas with a phone or something like that. And I'm like, they were both famous. That's some gangster-ish to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like to beat a brother up with a phone when you both famous, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about you suing me. I'm not worried about whatever. Or you coming back at me. I'm going to just beat you like a old punk ass with this phone. Now what you going to do?
And you ain't going to do shit.
And you're not going to do shit. Right. So to me, that was a clue that he was a little bit more gangster than people gave him credit for.
And it was, you say that, like, again, under the guise of not being gangster, like this, it was Bad Boy, you know, versus the West Coast. And you had Suge Knight, who was like a certified gangster.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like Puff was as big of a gangster as Suge. Like like you said, he's beating people up. He's punching Drake in the face. This is later on. Allegedly, he shot somebody in the bathroom and then told him to drag him outside and say that it was a drive-by. And when the cops came in the house and saw the blood in the bathroom, they were like, nothing to see here. It's all good, because he had everybody paid off. Like, and it's just crazy, the enablement. It's crazy everything that he was able to get away with. Like with they talk about, and this is coming from Gene, his bouncer.
What happened? Now back it up because see, that's why you're the SME. You know what they call it SME? That's what in law enforcement, the subject matter expert, right? You're the SME.
IT as well.
Okay, so okay. So what is to people who maybe aren't as well versed, and clearly there's some stuff going on in the media now with Puffy, you know, or Diddy Puff, or like whatever Ben Stiller,
Diddy Puff,
Puffdaddy,
P
Diddy. Which I don't know what they're calling. Natasha, do you know what they're calling that? What his last name was?
I mean,
the last thing we called him,
Brother Love.
Brother.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Really?
Brother,
I don't know.
Brother Love was the most dangerous.
Was that
Go ahead.
You're
talking about, yeah, that's what he wanted to be called, Puff. He wanted to be called Brother Love, yeah.
That's another clue. But anyway, so So tell people. So recently there was his places were being raided by some law enforcement, and it's federal law enforcement.
Yeah, exactly.
And so,
That's
can
the
you
other
tell
thing.
for the people that don't know what's going on, kind of how we got to there? Because I was just looking at what I saw from a law enforcement perspective and listened to the speculation, and I was like, I don't really understand what the allegations and the charges are, what they stem from. I know the Cassie, thing, but that was more of a criminal thing that was unfounded and went civil, and he settled out of court.
So from like the multiple reliable outlets that I saw, like I watched Roland Martin, who's on it, and also a lead attorney who actually read there was a lawsuit filed against him by Little Rod, which everybody like heard about Cassie's lawsuit, right? That was 30 pages. Little Rod's lawsuit is 100 pages. It's worse.
But what did he do? What were they alleging?
Right.
So they're alleging that in the papers,
You don't have to read all 30 pages to us, but just like
one that he shot this producer in a bathroom with his, I believe his son was there, is alleged. He shot him in the leg, in the stomach, just walked away. And Little Rod was there like, what the heck? And he went in there because he heard the gunshots. So that's the other part. But there was only like 3 people in there. He heard the gunshots. He saw 2 people walk out, saw somebody shot. And he went to pick him up, send him on the bathroom, but realized that his leg was shot too. And he was going to bleed out. So he's like, somebody call an ambulance. And nobody was calling an ambulance. So they said, take him outside. And he carried him to the curb. And they called the police, and Puff said, I had nothing to do with this. Tell them that this was a drive-by, allegedly. And the cops came by initially, and they were like, drive-by, whatever. And then later on, they came by. Apparently, according to the documents, they saw the blood, didn't care, gang-related, whatever.
Which police municipality
This was in Miami, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was in Miami. Highly likely, right?
Highly possible.
Right.
Yeah,
And plus,
right.
plus he alleged that Puff was grooming him. Well, a lot of things. One, that Puff was grooming him to have sex with, as well as for Cuba Gooding to have sex with him. There's pictures of that,
Junior,
which is
right?
crazy. Yeah,
Yes.
Junior.
He was
Yeah.
so just to clarify that.
Go
part.
ahead.
So he was grooming Cuba Gooding. So they're alleging that it's Cuba
That
and Diddy
Little
had
Rod, yeah.
that Little Rod alleged that Cuba and Diddy had a relationship, and then Little Rod, I guess, was being groomed to be, I guess, handed to Cuba.
Right.
That's the understanding there. Continue.
Yeah, no, and there's like pictures and videos.
But
like,
he's
they
an
didn't show it
adult,
all.
right? All these people are adults, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, all
awesome.
these people are adults,
Okay.
but it's like, and so I get your point with the grooming. However, it's like putting him in these situations where it's like, hey, come over and produce his record for me, because he hired him as a
You
freelance
want $1
producer.
million?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but it's like,
Let me hit it for a bill.
exactly.
Right,
Oh,
right.
Cuba's here, blah blah blah, and
Hey, it's me, it's Cuba.
Oh my God.
and not only that, but like there was one occasion where the same producer, and that's the guy who had the lawsuit, Little Rod, he woke up butt naked in the bed with 2 girls and Puff.
That sounds like some Rolling Stones rock star ish.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and
That's my Tuesday night.
Right. Right. That's a Tuesday at Lions Crib.
gotta love the Bachelor
Lions
life.
Lions
there,
Den,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah,
Plus the fact that like
Sadly.
every one of his assistants had to have drugs on them to feed his habit, allegedly, because he was addicted, and the abuse and everything. Like Gene Deal goes into deeper detail about certain things and how people are calling him up, because he said that he knows allegedly 2 women that tried to file a lawsuit, and the lawyers just laughed them out of the office. Like there's no way.
One pause I
Yeah.
want to make there, just so it's clear. So Diddy has not been charged with anything.
Correct.
These are
Well-
civil lawsuits.
Right.
He has
See,
not,
there you go. You
he has
answered
not
my
been charged
question.
with a crime as
yeah.
of right now.
Correct. He hasn't been charged with a crime. He probably, I will say.
I just want to say that's
Yeah,
just
he
so it's
hasn't.
clear.
Yeah, no, and that's why
clear.
I've been saying alleged on everything else. However, it looks like from the civil, they were lining up possibly a RICO against him, because they're going after the
I
same
call
thing
that
as
a
Cassie.
frico.
Same thing as Cassie. Yeah, they're going against the corporation and saying that there was multiple people that conspired to commit these.
Get Puffy some booty.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why HSI is
I
in it.
want to see that court hearing. You're being charged with getting booty for Puffy.
And that's why HSI is in it, because they're in charge of trafficking. And like you probably already know, when the feds get into it and they raid your house.
It's true, but that's what I wasn't sure about. And like I said, and that's why when I was watching, I watched that they raided a place of his in Miami. They brought his I guess his son or two of his sons were there, and they
Yeah.
brought him out and somebody else.
That's not his main house. That's like a side house that he has.
He
has two houses in Star
owned in the
Island.
company
He
or whatever.
normally shoots music videos and stuff like that. So that's
Right.
what happens at the house.
Right.
So it's alleged that he was doing sex trafficking, that people were there, as well as drug trafficking. Was
Now, is there
happening
any proof of the sex trafficking? Is there any?
They say that he has every inch of the house recorded.
That's
And
different though. That's just that's just freaky
but they,
video.
And they say,
Right.
yeah. So here's how it all ties in, because he would throw these crazy parties, and when Uncle Luke says, "I would leave Puff's parties early because shit got crazy," you know it got crazy. But here's the thing: they say that there was underage minors. This is all in the civil. There was underage minors, and there was drugging and a whole bunch of SA stuff going on at these parties. After after people left,
Right.
and they would have, and a bunch of people say this, they would have the bottles that were regular alcohol, and they had the bottles that were mixed with stuff like ecstasy and all this other stuff. All alleged, but that's how everything got popped off.
I just like to see, and it's going to be interesting as this pans out. Like I said, from a
Right.
from a federal law enforcement perspective, having worked numerous criminal cases from the span of things that we're talking about, I just still don't. Well, a lot of times, and this is just me, I'm going to play devil's advocate and jump on the other side. I'm not.
Do it, 'cause I know where you're going.
I'm not defending Diddy. I'm not supporting Diddy. But in our justice system, okay, there's the civil system and there's a criminal system.
Right.
The criminal system requires a higher burden of proof. It's a
12.
preponderance of
12
evidence
and up.
versus,
Right.
Yeah.
versus a reasonable belief.
Yes.
Which
Only
is the
6.
civil standard, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of looking at like a 51, 52% versus like an 80 to 90%.
That's why someone like
So-
OJ was able to survive the criminal case, but he got charged in the civil
And
case.
sued afterwards.
Right.
Natasha, what are your thoughts on the situation?
I mean,
Take that.
ooh, there's just so many like just allegations in general. So you kind of just don't know where it seems like there is a lot of allegations, but like in terms of proof, like who's actually coming forward, who's actually going to speak up, who's going to go against Diddy, who's going to like testify or whatever, who's going to speak up. So it's just a lot of like things in the air. And in my opinion, I'm pretty sure like it's Diddy. So I'm pretty sure all of that could have happened for sure in that world but oh my goodness, it's just
So
too crazy.
they got music executive Ethiopia. She's talking to the feds. They got Little Rod. He's talking to the feds.
But what are they saying though?
Well, I was talking to the feds, so I have no idea.
Oh, I mean,
They got-
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying to you. You
yeah.
know, I wasn't.
So
trying to,
they
I
have-
wasn't grilling you.
Yeah.
I was just,
I wasn't there.
Tell me the truth.
What
They
did I
told
say?
me not to tell.
Nothing's been released yet.
Cassie's-
Somebody go get a towel and a freaking jar of water.
Yeah, exactly.
Get this out of here.
Your girl
Cassie-
J-Lo may be implicated. Your girl J-Lo, she was
No,
on the gun.
she statute of limitations. They're not going to pull her into it.
Well,
But now,
depends on the crime.
it's statute. No, unless it's death, it's over 20 years. Like so.
Is that how long it's been?
Yeah. So like
Has it been 20 years? Dang.
like even if
That was another kidney shot from E.
that was
down
like
there.
that was like 97, 96 with the race through the city. So how old are you?
We're going to talk about that again, okay? Next subject.
So Cassie's talking, and I lost my train of thought. There was a few other things. Remember how in Cassie's document, her filing, they said that he would keep video of her as blackmail? iCloud, dude. They're probably just going for the video footage. Like he probably, if he's smart, and if he has people in the government, which he probably has, because
He's Diddy.
here's the other thing. You don't
Well,
hear
he doesn't have any. He might have people in the federal government, but if they're raiding his houses like that off of some civilly actions that were civilly initiated, then he doesn't have that much pull with the federal government.
Yeah, no, but here's what I'm saying. Like he probably had an idea, got an inkling that he was going to be raided. So if he's smart, he deleted this stuff.
Right,
However,
Ego gets in the way.
yeah, and also predatory stuff, like they keep shit
Yeah.
as trophies. So
Right.
But why
that's
is that illegal though? See, here's my thing about it. Okay, I'm going back to playing devil's
Go ahead.
advocate.
Keeping trophies.
So none of these people are minors. All these people are adults.
Yeah.
So if I make a videotape of all of us here, or
Like right now.
Yeah.
But then you're saying some of like the parties and everything, there was like minors
Blackmail,
and-
there's-
right. That's going to be the thing. If
Yeah,
there's
that's the
somebody
thing.
who's
The
underage
minors
engaging
and
in-
also filming people. Like they
Right.
have video
Without
of
their consent.
allegedly they're saying that there's video of athletes and really important people
That he
doing
filmed
drugs
that.
and engaging on
Ah,
stuff
right.
that he's blackmailing.
And
all that
blackmail
stuff.
is illegal. Blackmail is a
or
is a-
that he could possibly be. So like all this stuff is like you think that you're in a closed sanctuary and you're all good,
Right.
and it's like hey,
Man,
help
you
me out
better-
with this.
Now-
I got
you
you on
better have
tape.
better-
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
to give him the benefit of the doubt, because let's go into presumption that
Compromise.
innocent
Right.
before into proven
I don't
guilty.
know. People been saying
Yeah.
stuff for a long time.
I'm not saying like again,
30 years.
I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm saying that let's follow what the criminal system follows, which is
Right. That's
Innocent
what I
till
was
proven
saying.
guilty.
innocent to proven guilty.
We can't follow what the hood follows.
If we're in a situation that we will want to at least be given that
I mean, with the
that
hood
amount
would
of-
too. The hood would
but-
be like, nah, he's innocent because he's innocent. But if they're like, they knew you were doing shit, they were like, yeah, well, they finally caught him.
Yeah.
That's
What
what the hood
I
said.
want to get to is this. I want to
ahead.
ask you before we close out. I want to ask you guys this. So what happens? Let's say this man is proven to be guilty on this.
For what?
For whatever that he's being accused of. One of those
They say
hundreds of charges.
trafficking is one of them.
Drugs or people?
Assault.
Right.
Yeah, people.
So if he's
People.
found guilty for this stuff, how do we feel about his music after this? About
That's
his
a good
art,
question,
about his
Lion.
clothing, about his brands.
Well, I already stopped wearing, Sean John because he doesn't make anything that.
Yeah,
he
it's
doesn't
not-
make
Right.
anything
That
Right,
like
right.
actually. Yeah.
Right, so
So
that's not
drinking
gonna be hard.
Ciroc, no more Ciroc parties or no?
I don't drink.
But do you
Ciroc
listen to
and-
the
I don't
music?
either.
Do you listen to the music?
Bad Boy or Puffy?
All of it.
I'm not
Anything that
I'm
he-
not getting
anything
rid of
that he
Faith
created.
Anything that he touched.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
getting rid of Biggie and Faith Evans on some BS.
I'm just like, look, if the music is good, it's good. Like, it is what it is. And he made it, like, I didn't know in that time.
So when
that
you
he
listen
was
to R.
doing all
Kelly,
this.
you don't think of like,
Wait, so you
I
still-
got the
Come
kid
on.
that
I
ignition,
didn't know that.
So you still listen to R. Kelly?
ignition
Lion.
remix.
Look, the song-
So I'm gonna help you out. Like 3 weeks ago, I listened to one song that I haven't heard in like 10 years.
Bro, I still listen
It was-
to R. Kelly. 'cause
yeah.
I didn't
Trap-
It was a
I
good
listen
song.
to Trap in the Closet and I listen to Ignition
See, that's the
remix.
one. See, that's the one when he was doing freaky stuff. See, so the
Right.
difference between
You can tell.
right. I
tell the
listened to
lyrics,
stuff
the lyrics
before
now.
the freaky stuff was going on. See, you listen to the freaky
There
stuff.
was
See,
always freaky stuff going on.
no, there was freaky stuff like we could get
Like-
with,
like
and then
what?
there was the freaky.
What, in 97?
Yeah, the Trapped in the Closet. Yeah.
Right,
I think
right.
now I
Trapped
pay
in a-
more attention to the lyrics because I'm just
Trapped
like,
in a closet?
wait, what did that mean though? Like,
Right.
now
I
I pay
listen to
attention to the lyrics more often. Yeah.
Who was in the
I
closet?
listened to
though?
the-
I believe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna.
I wish
wish
was good. I
I
wish
wish
was
I-
good. That was good. Braid my hair.
Man, I have
Yeah.
everything. Because I used to.
Braid
I'm
my
older than you
hair.
guys, so I have the public announcements.
Yeah.
CDs.
Five.
With Five. That's what I'm
Five.
saying.
Step to
Yeah.
the beat.
Honey Love.
A step
Yeah.
to the.
Give me that.
Step. Oh,
Right.
that
I
was
can't
a
hit
great
that
CD. Yeah. Which one? Oh, yeah.
He was doing freaky stuff. That.
No, he wasn't.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he wasn't. He was
had
stepping.
like a call
He
at
was
his
in
house.
Chicago stepping. That's what
He
he was
had
doing.
a call in Chicago.
Oh
But
my
going back to
God.
Diddy, so how do we feel about E? How do we feel about that?
The guy created an entire era.
Yeah.
Right.
And people got, I want to say famous, but maybe not as rich as they should have
Right.
from him. So I was thinking about this the other day. To erase Diddy would be the equivalent of erasing Motown back in the day. You can't erase that era. Like, it's all tight. Everybody, those were our formative years for most of us.
Right.
And that is something that we identify with. You put on one of those songs right now, the entire crowd will start singing and dancing, and they won't even think about what song it is.
I mean,
The
Joe
words
Coy
will just
did that
come to
with
them.
Biggie's song. Joe Coy, did you go
Exactly.
to? Were you at the Joe Coy concert here? He played a Biggie song, and like everybody knew it.
Biggie's a man.
So right, so that's the thing. When you talk about, are you talking about trying to erase his legacy, or just because? Now, granted, dude, I mean, all joking aside, I'm still gonna look at the evidence.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care. But
Yes.
so if you when you talk about trafficking, I'll say this. Human trafficking is really, really screwed up, right? But
Right.
sometimes people try to capture something under the umbrella of something. I'm trying to figure out, when you talk about human trafficking, was Puffy boxing up people in Thailand and shipping them to the United
right.
States and making them
That
work as sex
type.
slaves? I mean,
So yes, kind of. It's alleged that he would have one of two things. He would either hire workers to come in and seduce people that may or may not want to be seduced, that possibly were drugged, allegedly all together, or he would have somebody like Cassie. And apparently, this was from Gene. Apparently, this was like more of a thing. Somebody that he wanted to see in a freak off, and that type of deal. And so he would fly people from different places, which is also a thing.
I mean, he'll
So-
go down for letting go the top 5 rappers of our time, as Dave Chappelle once
There was-
described. The word dialing. So with that said, we have to keep an eye on what's developing on this, because right now
I want
is
to
when
say a
the
few
list
things
getting blown
before you
out.
wrap it up. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. So there was a report that he's selling Revolt. He hasn't sold Revolt yet, although he's in talks of selling Revolt. That deal isn't close, and I believe he's still in the country as of What is today? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, even though it was playing with Antigua, so there was reports that he left and was going to go visit Russell Simmons, but it seems to be not the case.
This is something that's very interesting. We're gonna keep an eye on this. So we're gonna probably do a couple follow-ups on this.
Yeah.
Do some really cool breakdowns and just ask some interesting questions like for example, what happens?
What's your favorite Diddy song?
Yeah, what happens if
On the Run?
If found innocent, this man's legacy destroyed. So don't forget to like, subscribe, check out our other videos as well. Natasha, thank you so much for accompanying us. I'm bringing a different perspective. Doc, killing it with his federal agent, special agent in charge.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're not trying to, trying to. I'm not like trying to.
So hold on. No,
Innocent
here. One
and
last
I
question.
mean we us.
What,
I just mean
the
system.
One last question. Does he get convicted and go to jail?
Ooh.
With what I know right now, no.
Okay.
No.
I don't see that happening. No.
I can't say it right now. Based on what the evidence is still not solid to me. So if they were gonna put him in jail right now, I think he would get out.
I think they got a lot.
I don't think they have what they need right now.
I
think
agree,
in a
Ryan.
couple of months we're gonna see more stuff that's gonna be really upsetting and really damning, and that's when we'll have a clearer picture. Right now it's too early to say.
I think they have it. They're sifting through it. And
I think they play their. I think if I was running an investigation of that nature, then I wouldn't have raided a house and arrested people if I didn't have enough to move forward with a
and
criminal
that's the
case.
point. I think they got a lot.
They would have charged him right now.
Well, then why is he just Chuck chilling?
Right.
They would have charged him. I think they went. They got overexcited. They went a little bit too fast.
I think somebody
Fast since
blew
when?
their
When did
wad.
Cass?
Yeah, come on, Lion. Blew their wad.
You know,
You say they
I
went
speak
fast.
French.
Oh my.
That
Oui,
never
oui.
that
No,
never
no,
usually
it's a-
happens to me.
But we'll follow up on this. So don't forget to like, subscribe. Missouri, take us home.
Hey, what's the play, baby?
Hey, thanks for joining us. Make sure you check out that Cybertruck issue. Do you love it? Do you hate it?
Yeah.
Leave comments.
Leave comments because
Don't cry in the comments.
I'm already going to war.
I didn't say that. Dog had me say that. Don't cry in the comments.
That's right, because it's ugly. It's ugly.
It is.
Natasha, we showed us pictures. So she said it was ugly and she was
Yes.
neutral. She didn't even know.
No.
So for all you people that are just going, oh, it's cool, it's better than. I'm like, for a person with reasonably good taste, you don't even have to have great taste. It is ugly. And
if you like it, you don't have great taste.
that's right. No. And you know what? You know what we'll do? Let us know what you think about it. Let us know if you think it's like, because I will even take to the streets with my boys here, and we will like just random people.
We should do that. We should do
we'll
an
go
episode.
Let's do it.
We go on the streets
Let's
and
do it.
we
Set
talk
up a
to the
day.
people.
Cybertruck,
we talk to
yay
you
or nay?
about
Cyber-
that.
Cybertruck,
I
yeah or nay?
saw it
There you go.
before. So like actually in person, I saw
Yeah,
it.
we
before.
seen it a few times.
We should rent one and go drive around town and say, "Do you think this car is ugly or not?" It'll be hilarious.
I'm not driving it. I'm not driving it.
Right.
So,
It's
yeah,
like,
and I'm not renting
renting
it.
Like, no,
And I'm not renting
I
it.
don't want anybody to think that I actually like it enough to drive it.
To be continued. To be continued for sure.
Hey,
Till then, we're out. Later.
peace.
Oh.